Okay. Let me turn that down a little bit. Oh, that's nasty. There we go. That should be much better. Yep. Limit's looking good. Hi, Malachi. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Gonna need to turn down the music here a little bit. All right. Much more clean. There we go. How you doing, Malachi? I heard the Beesmith should be coming out pretty soon, right? So that's probably going to be picking up here in a minute. I don't think I'm going to take part. Just because I haven't really gotten into Bee Swarm recently. Got a lot of other things on the plate. Volcanic. It's a pretty good ring. I love Netflix, man. Netflix makes some good music. Double warlock groups are like painful, man. I have to press keys and stuff. Imagine having to actually play the game as a priest. Ew. Is he bandaging himself? Yeah, you bandage yourself. I'm not even gonna give you a renew. Filthy warrior. My mana is worth more than your life. They're all just like asleep, bro. I was worried I lagged out for a second. I was like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Yeah, you should stop dying. There we go. So on SFK, the main thing you got to look out for is the silence for this group, this area right here. Based on this composition, this shaman would be running rock biters, right? Which means he has increased amount of threat. Then we have this warlock over here, which all his threat is from spellcast, which means whenever the warlock is silenced, the shaman's just gonna rip right off of him. Kind of sucks, but it's fine. As long as you're running Prayer of Mending, it's usually pretty easy. And what I like to do is I'll throw Prayer of Mending on this guy. And since there's a second warlock who's always going to be life tapping his heart out, you just throw up a renew, so it instantly has the Prayer of Mending bounce onto someone else. So I'm just keeping a renew on him, which helps heal him up and also pass along the Prayer of Mending. Really easy. Because the Prayer of Mending targets like based on life loss or something like that, right? It always tries to be as efficient as possible, which makes it really, really strong. So you just throw that out. And I'm just standing far back as possible because I don't need to be in the front. As long as I can see the targets for our allies, that's all that matters. Even if I'm like far back and I'm LOS, I can just move up. Because the worst thing that could happen is this warlock pulls aggro and then I'm silenced and the group dies because I'm silent. Fortitude. Fortitude kind of sucks. It only gives 100 health. It's actually really bad right now. So I don't know why people stress over Fortitude. It's not really a deal breaker. Oh, he's taking a little bit of damage. Probably, yep. Got a bounce to me. Bounce it right back. So the goal of priest and the reason why I call it easiest leveling is because when you're priest, you really want to be lazy. And I know that sounds weird, but lazy but attentive. So essentially every single thing that you're doing, there should be a like rhyme and reason, right? You don't want to waste mana. You always want to be at full. And that's why like a lot of people sit there and they look at the priests and they're like, oh, they're so amazing. They spend like no mana. Essentially, you just want to be healing enough to where you're not overhealing. Overhealing means wasted mana. And that's like a key theme in Classic. Wasting mana equals group wipes. So you want to be very, very chill. Like, even though this guy's life tapping, I'm not going to sit there and renew his life until we're pulling into the next group. So I can cast Renew on him and then Prayer of Mending on him. Because I'm not going to waste a bunch of mana healing him up, even with Penance. A lot of priests like to Penance a low Warlock, but I'm going to keep my Penance for something that's actually needed. Like, if this Warlock were to get low, I want to top him off. I don't care about his mana. If he wants mana, he can drink. That's the way I treat it. But as long as things are going smoothly, then what I'll do is I'll renew him, give him the prayer or the palm, and then that'll work. So he has to pay attention to his mana. I don't need to. A lot of people think like, oh, I need to provide this warlock with all his mana and blah, blah, blah. No, you don't. I was a warlock main in Classic. Like in vanilla. Like, no, you don't. That's the warlock's job. He can make use of his life tap as much as he wants, but he needs to be efficient about it. It's not the healer's job or anyone else's job to make sure that, you know, he's fully utilizing that life tap. Because what can end up happening is if you say I penance him or I waste a bunch of mana on keeping him alive, and then he pulls a bunch and he dies, then the group wipes, right? I see the shaman starting to get aggro. I'll give him a prayer mending now. Now he's tanking a bunch of crap. And instead of meleeing this targets, oh my god. He's so bad, dude. Just melee them. He was going to add like 4-second casts onto all his casts. It's so bad, bro. People are so goofy, man. You just like, so those are illusions. Okay, so these lupins right here, they can spawn illusions. And so those illusions have literally 1 HP. If you're going to try and cast something, right, and you have aggro of those illusions, you're just wasting everything. So the goal is, like, if you gain aggro on the illusions, just right click them, and then you can deal with them that way. Now I have aggro. I'm going to just chill out right here. He's dead. There's nothing I can do about it. Maybe. Warlocks can't do pulls like that, man. Like, it's so bad. I actually have to cast Renew on this guy. Man, Warlocks cannot do that pull worth shit, dude. So the reason why I say Warlocks cannot do that pull is because threat is calculated like this. All right. 1 damage equals 1 threat. 1 heal of 1 HP of healing equals 1 threat. Now, a Warlock has 0 AoE aggro. All right. If I cast 1 heal out there, I generate threat on every single mob, which he will not have any threat on. So what ends up happening is I just pull the entire world, and there's nothing that Warlock can do. And we have a warrior that's not running Thunderclap, and we have a shaman which doesn't have any shamans don't have any AoE damage. So we have a Warlock that can AoE, we have a Warlock that tank that doesn't have any AoE, and it's just like, okay, I'm just gonna pull threat, which happened the last time we were in there. I don't know. People just don't learn, because this same exact pull happened last time, and they were just like, oh yeah, it was perfect. It's like, dude, I keep almost dying every single time you do this shit. Like, bro, come on now. You might need to admit you're not that great at AoE threat. What Warlocks really shine on is they are really, really good at single target threat. Like, they're almost up there with warriors on single target threat. Like, it's absolutely insane, right? So every 1 point of damage of Searing Pain generates 5 points of threat. So if you stack fire damage, like, the threat you can generate is just like impossible to like beat. As far as AoE though, like, they can, like, if a mob goes stray, what stray means is just like basically runs off into the middle of nowhere. Like, they can pick it up with Searing Pain, because Searing Pain does have a fair amount of distance or range, which no other tank really has, to be honest. Like, it's really good, but it just, the AoE aspects of things is just not there. Where's it bouncing to? Is it the Void Walker? It might be the Void Walker. Why do people even run this shit, dude? Void Walker is useless. Has the least amount of damage, doesn't provide anything to the team. If I remember correctly, the highest single target DPS, Imp is really high up there. It's really good. And then after that is like Succubus. The Lash of Pain actually does quite a bit of damage, but Warlocks don't really have that at the moment. I think I might have rank 1, but it's not that great. Fell Hunter is really good for utility because it can dispel. as you can see here, who's the one not taking damage right here? This is our tank warlock, right? So this is 4 mob pull. He has 0 of the mobs. So it's one of those things where it's like, again, this is exactly what I mean, where like warlocks just, they're literally one of the worst tanks for dungeons next to rogue. They just don't have the threat, man. Sure. Those are going to be really nice for a little while. Why to go to the warrior? Sometimes it does weird stuff like that. See, now it jumps to the Voidwalker too, because it has a little bit of damage. Again, like the Voidwalkers, like I'm not going to keep it on my unit frames or anything like that either. Why is he just soaking the damage? Oh my god, dude. What we really need is the belt. If we can pick up the belt, we're going to be in a very comfortable spot. Like, hold on one second. But yeah. So I do have the Invoker's belt and shoulders. We do have the robes. There's not really any good back pieces. So I think we can rush to 25 and go straight into BFD. Yeah, probably. Because we actually do have more healing power than most level 25s do. Okay, let's find the next group. If you're playing SOD, definitely pick up this bulletin board and make life a lot easier. Shouldn't take too long. Worst case scenario, another thing that's like very efficient is if you're waiting longer than 2 minutes for getting a group, just form a group. Because for some reason, a lot of people like to LFG instead of actually forming one. Okay, let's go grab the head while we're waiting. So 2 more posts and then we'll just create the group. Watch how fast it is to form a group too. It's insanely fast. It's really easy. Usually the only things that you ever wait on is typically a healer or a tank. If you're playing either of those, it's way faster. It's sad how people sleep on DPS boomies. Boomkins are actually pretty good. So we're now at 3 posts. 1 more post and we'll just form. Seeing a lot of DPS requests. 1 tank request. This is our last post. If we don't find anything, we will just create a group. We will take that. Oh, they're already in a group. Sad. We'll see if the auto guy posts again, and then we'll pick him up if he does. That's what I wanted. Bro's been looking for a tank for a minute. Man, Sunday nights are so slow. I'm surprised, like, this right here says a lot. When there's only like 4 posts that are under BFD, it's usually a really slow night. Typically, what I like to do for 20 to 25 is just farm out SFK. If you are a rogue or a druid, shaman, dead mines is usually the preference for most of it, right? At least until you get your Smite Hammer as a druid, Defias for all 3, and then the back piece is honestly optional. I don't think the back piece is that important. There's a lot of better options, right? Like, for example, the Warsong Gold back piece is actually really easy. Or not Warsong Gold, Sergeant. And then even if you don't want the Warsong Gold one, or the Sergeant Cloak, you can go Wailing Caverns and stealth through it and pick up the back piece off of Scum. Man, where's the warriors at? Need warriors, shamans, druids, hunters, anything, bro. Two groups are now looking for a tank. Gino has been looking for a tank for half a year. That is such a bad sign, bro. There's just way too many casters because of the Argol loot. Like, people try and pick up the chest piece, belt, and everything before you go. Typically, like, honestly, the levels are the main thing that I want. I don't care really for the belt too much. Like, are these 2 pieces nice? Yeah, but they're only nice for like 2 levels, right? And then after that, they're kind of useless.
Meticulous and limitless, while others out there spitting shit got hits up on the charts and shit. I see why other artists quit, cause people don't reward good shit. They love to hate but hate to live. Society
One.
swing and miss, and honestly I
Okay, there we go.
promise me you won't regret it. Wasting energy, forget it. Don't look back, go on and get it. Bite the bullet just a bit, bite your tongue and don't say shit. Make your actions hard to miss, be a legend not a myth. Yeah. It's obnoxious that I'm conscious, rapping honest as promise. Try to harness, as an artist stay modest. It's a long quest, I will not.
Hunter's cool. We like Hunter.
Swear to God I'm breaking out. Swear to God I'll take a bow. Stand the stage with the crowd, cause I got it figured out. I'm just honest and I'm loud. Saying modest but I'm proud. No, I never had a doubt. Yeah. I keep on moving forward, always getting closer. I'm marching till it's over, and just like a soldier, I keep on moving forward, always getting closer. I'm marching till it's over, and just like a soldier, I keep on moving forward, always getting closer. I'm marching till it's over, and just like a soldier, I keep on moving forward, always getting closer. I'm marching till it's over, and just like a soldier, I keep on moving forward, always getting closer. I'm marching till it's over, and just like a soldier, I keep on moving forward, always getting closer. I'm marching till it's over. Yeah, it's our time to shine. Show that's the kind of state of mind you gotta combine with hard work and time. You gotta climb to the top. Don't let yourself drop till your heart stops. Let this beat rock. Got a new rock and a new stock for this new rock. Just let your mind loose from the new stock. Drunk off the goose, thinking that I'm too pop. Getting caught with a few thoughts cause I'm too lost. Off the speakers can't even handle me. Give it what I got, nobody's gonna drain my energy. And I will never stop, I'm motivated by enemies. Setting up shop so everybody remember me. And no, I am not going through life regretfully. I'd rather work non-stop, what they call incessantly, than work some odd job.
Man, people are lazy as fuck. Like, look at these guys here.
So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up.
Wow, the lighting effect is very weird. Looks like they try and do a glow, but it's like just an opacity thing. Right? Because you saw that cutoff right there? It's like there was like a hard line. Yeah, it looks like a glow right there. Yeah, this is what I'm doing when I'm bored waiting. Admiring the whole WoW classic. You see, back when I was playing this, like, what, 20 years ago? Almost. My computer was running at like 8 to 15 frames per second. You don't really get to appreciate WoW when everything's a slideshow. In fact, back then a lot of us used to go to computer cafes and stuff like that, just because like computers back then were stupid expensive. And even if you bought like a really nice computer, like you're still not running a game like this at highest settings for 60 frames per second. Like that wasn't a thing. Right. The game is completely different. Well, feels completely different. These hard edges though are a little goofy. So like you can actually see the edges and the vertices for like the model of this. There's a vertice here and it drags down to here. Here. You see what I'm saying? And that's why you get a lot of stretching on these models. Like this is all super stretched. And that's just because the way that the UVs and the texturing is. Right. So when you unpack like a UV of an object or whatever, if you increase the size of one of the sections of faces, it will stretch it. So you do want to keep all the faces uh like relative in ratio towards each other. You don't want to just expand one section of faces. Otherwise you're going to get a lot of distortion. And so when you get like these two right here, they were definitely stretched to make fit. So what I'm assuming is happening is they did a big old round circle thing, right? And then expanded it up in the center. And then they randomized the peaks around here. And they were like, stamp, it's good, right? So instead of looking at like when you're looking at it like this, you're probably thinking, oh, well, they probably just built it up and blah, blah. No, realistically, they built it like this, right? And then they grab the center and pull it up. And that's how they make the hills and stuff. And the way that they add it to the mesh, right? It's just filling. So now, like another route that they can do, right, is all of this up to the bridge is one game in-game model from here all the way up and around, right? And then they just grab a couple of these peaks, raise them all at the same time, and then randomize it. So it looks like we have the Warlock here. Bros, kid just woke up. Rip.
Growing up, parents got me a guitar. Said you could do anything, kid, you could go far. You could be the president, fireman, race cars. The sky's the limit, kid, so shoot for the stars. So I strum that guitar every day. Found the passion for music never went away.
What is going on with this? Level 16 Rogue. That's a bot. That has to be a bot. Right? Check his gear real quick. Yeah, that's a bot. 200s. That works. Never mind. Forget it. Nice. Can I mess that summon up? Just click and click off. That'd be so toxic. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're going to be going to SFK. Wait. Wait. Come back. This guild almost had me join them, but during the raid they were doing meet and greet. I hate meet and greet loot system. It's disgusting. I like the MS+1 problematic. It's actually really nice. MS+1, honestly, in my opinion, is the most fair way. There we go. There we go. Is he running Thunderclap? Yes, he is. Sweet. Yep. Oh, so nice. So now that we have this composition, right? We have two pets, the two hunters, the warrior, and the lock. It's generally it's pretty much the same, right? I'm typically waiting for this warlock to start life tapping before I use presence, just because there's no real need of spamming presence. It's just gonna bounce off onto the pets constantly. I'm gonna be waiting for him to take quite a bit of damage, and then I'll use penance. Outside of that, I don't need to cast. I mean, that's a nice cloak, but yeah, you see how it just got lost? I think it went on that raptor right there. I'm surprised how not life happy. Is he in BFD gear? No. He is somewhat decked out though. He has one piece of BFD. I mean, technically, he has more BFD, but not really. Oh, there's a BFD piece. This band is so nice, but it's so heavily contested. Oh, I leveled. Renew probably could handle that whole fight. Yep. This is priest leveling. Technically, you want to cast something while you're full mana. It's not unique, is it? Yeah, it's not unique. easy farming, man. Yeah, I mean, I could go grab a drink right now and we'd be fine. Well, I mean, there's a pet that comes down from here, the haunting or whatever, but that's besides the point. It's just like when you have like a warrior tank with Fierce Thunder, it makes SFK so much easier. Like I'm just gonna be spamming presence and renew. I won't barrier though because it does disrupt the rage generation from warrior. Is he running CBR? He might be running CBR. Let's check. So he's running Devastate, Blood Frenzy, and Furious Thunder. Honestly, I would toss out the Blood Frenzy for CBR. You're not going to be seeing that much Ren coming out, right? So you might as well make use of the Rage. And so by running CBR, you're increasing the amount of damage you do, which is the increase of the threat as well. Some people try and run the Fury. I believe it's Fury. Yeah, it's Fury. The Fury talents for deep wounds, right? And then clap. And so your clap would cause bleeds, which therefore would give you rage or some shit, right? Which is just honestly, it's a waste of time. You're overthinking it. If you just run CBR, your threat goes through the roof because of the amount of damage you deal, as long as you're not rage dumping. Now, technically, he is dumping a lot of rage. Whenever I tank on my warrior, I never want to go this low. Ever. Typically between fights, I'll use like Blood Frenzy or whatever, just to keep my rage up. And I even keep rage pots on me, just to make it easier for management. First time casting an actual heal. Like another thing too that I really like about the whole Resto or Shaman thing is Earthshield just makes a lot of fights like that. Yep. That's like the most effort I'll do is dispelling. Like I do want to make sure that DPS stays high, because if DPS stays high, that means less healing needing to do, right? Combats are shorter. A lot of people are really lazy about dispelling magic and diseases. This is the only thing that I kind of refuse dispelling a lot of times. I may have to start dispelling the silence off of him because he's not able to cast Fierce Thunder, or sorry, Thunderclap, which means rage, or his stop silencing him, which means he won't be able to AoE aggro. right? So I do want to make sure he's able to cast his clap as much as possible. Even though it's like, what, 100? No, 78 mana to just spell like a 4-second silence. It's still worth it, right? Because typically I'm idling around a high amount of mana anyways. You can waste a little bit of mana just to make your life easier. Because if he starts losing aggro because he's not able to clap, then they're going to run towards the hunters and all sorts of other stuff. Like Hammer Justice, all that kind of stuff, I dispel immediately. I want him to do his thing as much as possible. Like, you can tell he's having a blast, right? So far, he's been able to avoid a lot of the silences. The stun has been as short as humanly possible. Like, the dude is able to just be a warrior. And that's the thing. As long as you let a warrior be a warrior, they will tank everything for you. It's really close. We gotta back up. This one's risky. It's alright though. Just throw a new renew on him. We don't need to cleanse this one. He has aggro. He has plenty of threat on this guy. And that's why I have Cure Disease and Dispel Magic on my mouse. Right? So it's a quick, easy press. Avoid the whole issue. Sadly, I don't have Dispel Curse. Otherwise, I'd be doing the same thing with these. Because the major problem with these is you lose like 100 skills or whatever in the random whatever it is. So it randomizes between all the weapon skills, right? So if he loses 100 in sword, it means he's going to be missing a lot, right? He's equivalent to like, I want to say like a level 5. Like a level 5 or 4. Which means it's really hellish. And that was a rare mob. Nice.
people that enhance ya. And I'm not the type to give out second chances. I just wanna work on my own for myself. I don't need no help, not anybody else. Nah, man, I got it dealt. I'm working on my wealth and I'm working on my health. Keep on working on
Yep.
I'm working on
Priest leveling at its finest, man.
know that I'm a soldier. I always felt like I'm alone, yeah. When everybody thinks they know ya, and y'all don't even know I own ya. And now I'm ready taking over, 'cause every day I'm getting closer. Just look at everything I'll show ya. And now I'm ready, I'ma blow up.
I don't know if the cat will pull that. Probably not.
Man, I promise that I'm gonna make it somewhere. As long as I'm conscious, I'll be working hard to get there. I am not a novice, I'm gonna be the best, so prepare. 'Cause you know I'm honest and I'm coming for you, be scared. Man, I promise that I'm gonna make it somewhere.
Level 22, this jump should be fine. I just need him to turn around. Nope, we're dead. And give the key to me. Take it down low, drop it down to the ground floor. I just wanna go and explore. Ooh, baby, I just want more. I want more. Gotta Okay. Recovery's real.
rock star. Yeah, that shit is looking rock hard. Yeah, rock hard. I would put her on the roster, 'cause she keeps on getting hotter and hotter. Ooh, baby, let's go. She doesn't take it slow. She's putting on a show. She's acting like a pro. Oh, baby, let's go. She doesn't take it slow. She's putting on a show. She's acting like a pro. Oh, baby, let's go.
Is that all of it? Yep.
Straight from the city. Oh man, she looking so pretty. Goddamn, I'd like to get busy. Yeah, so baby girl, come with me. Yeah, we take
Am I the only one cursed? I am?
wanna stay up all
I think I might be.
wanna get it all right.
I rip. Oh, cool.
She got a fine ass body with her head on straight.
God, I fucking hate this curse, man.
Say okay, now I wanna get a drink, just you and me. I don't really wanna think, I just wanna be. She giving third degree burns, man, I think I need a doctor. Gotta be concerned, 'cause she got me hot and bothered. Everything she earned, didn't get it from her father. Man, you think I learned, but she turns me to a monster. She doesn't take it slow. She's putting on a show. She's acting like a pro. Oh, baby,
Baby, let's go.
she doesn't take it slow. She's putting on a show. She's acting like a pro. Oh, baby, let's go.
Playing some ping pong. I only have 2 more tick cycles of this crap anyways, so it shouldn't be too bad. This ring sucks, man. At least it has stamina. It's like 80 HP, but I don't know if I'd take it over this. Probably not. YouTube, give me more Netflix.
Everybody knows that I'm breaking down. Everybody knows I ain't faking now. Everybody knows my heart's vacant now. Yeah, she hates me now. I made mistakes, but now I don't ever wanna be alone. I don't really ever feel at home. On my own, in the zone. That's the only way I know. Feeling low, about to blow back up. I won't never let the doubt creep in. Gotta pop a couple more aspirin. I don't think I'll ever let you in. Easier to break it off best friends. I don't really understand myself. I don't really understand, need help. I don't wanna be left on the shelf. Couldn't even
Fair amount of damage. Not that great though. I totally last hit that. Like a G.
let's go. I don't wanna break down. Always feel like I could break now, but I never let it take me to that place now. I won't ever let my thoughts get away now. I got better things to do, picking fate now. I just wanna be the best, call me great now. I don't know if I'm okay or insane now. I remember better days on the playground, hoping I can find my way even when I'm feeling down. I fight, even when I don't know what is right. I'ma pick a side and I'ma take pride. I will decide my fate and I will never let them tell me who I am. If you try to shake me, I'll be damned. Planet on the ground is where I stand. Never give up, that was always the plan. It's so cold.
Bro looks at me. He's like, what are you doing up there? It's like, go ahead, man. It's all you. Stupid raptor. I'm gonna have to actually cast a heal. Damn it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what
Oh, why do you take it from me?
take it on.
It's alright.
I've made mistakes, but
It's not a big deal.
strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gonna
You know, back in the day, you used to be able to jump up here. Like, I remember there was something right here you used to be able to climb on top of. And then, like, you used to be able to wall jump up. I wonder if that lock is going again. Is this guy running again or not? All right, let me grab some water real quick. Be right back.
by your girlfriends, 'cause all the guys want you tonight. Yeah, they say she's too hot, they say she's too cold. Where she came from, nobody really knows. They say she looks young, but say she acts old. From everything I've heard, she gets out of control. And all the boys say she was sent from the heavens, but I'm not too sure that this girl is a blessing. She's got the devil's eyes and they'll cut you like a weapon. She's stuck in my mind like a bad obsession. Got bad intentions. She got a body like a coffin. She likes to keep the party going. These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me. She's got a body like a coffin. She likes to keep the party going. These rumors got me feeling lonely. I want that body, baby, show me.
But it's too late now. I remember you and me, and how careless we
Yeah.
could be.
All day and all night, we'd stay up, it felt so right. We were so young, we were so dumb. We would get drunk and then hook up. We were okay, we were alright. Staying awake till the sunrise. We were in love, couldn't stop us. Like a good drug, never enough. We hook up in my car, driving so far. Play your guitar, you'd show me your art. Let down our guards, think with our hearts. Stare at the stars, we were never apart. Drinking too young, way too much fun. Out in the sun, open when it's gone. Took you to prom, dance to our song. Dance all night long till the lights come on.
Too late now. I remember everything, and how careless we got. It's too late now. I remember you and me, and how careless we.
It's too late now, I remember everything.
Hearthstone.
And how careless we could be.
Hearthstone.
And how careless we could be. 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 Late nights, long fights, it felt right. We were alive. We would go out. We were so loud. We were so proud. We had no doubts. Weekends and weekdays, we'd spend our own way. We were careless. We were fearless.
There we go.
Time was precious. We loved to waste time, whiskey and wine, drinking all night, asleep by your side. Finally arrived, we would just drive, never arrive. Our journey was live, staying out late, testing
think he might be Fury. No, Furious? Frenzied Assault. Forgot what Frenzied Assault is. I don't think I used that rune. Yeah, it's a two-hander rune. Faster two-hander speed. He's gonna keep it on the whole way. That's right. Breathogore, you stood no chance. Scrub. I don't even know why that guy's considered an elite or a boss or whatever. I wonder if he even drops anything. Hold on. Because I can't remember him dropping anything significant. Yeah, he doesn't really have any good drops. I think there might be a ring though. Clay ring? Meh. Whatever. It's not really a high-end farm target. Yeah, I'd much prefer if he swapped out the Frenzy Assault for Clap, because Clap is way better for like this next section. Like the next couple sections actually, just because of the grouping, right? Because right now he could Clap, but if I heal him, I get aggro. Ready? And I got aggro. Please Clap. Still no Clap. Still no Clap. I don't know why warriors do this. They're so, like, he's just wasting a rune slot when he could be using Clap. Like in pulls like this, you open up with a Clap. Like I could take my warrior in here. Doesn't matter what the group is. Spam Clap and win. Like you can have a shaman with double rockbiter. I'll just spam clap and win. Well, Mikado, a double rockbiter 4 could easily rip aggro. It's like, not really. Because you just sunder that target, whatever the shaman's targeting. Right? So with nameplates, it'll go yellow before it starts swinging at him because it's showing that he's at 80% or whatever. So I switch to that target and I hit sunder. They'll never rip it off. Meanwhile, the healer's never going to get aggro because I'm clapping. Always run clap in dungeons. Just way better. Like, there's an argument for like the raging setup, CBR, raging blow, and God, what's the other one? I mean, I still run clap, even with the CBR setup. Yeah, devstate, CBR, and raging. So I'd swap out like I would swap out for Fierce Thunder instead of Consumed by Rage. Just for the pat pulls, right? And then I'd probably swap out Raging because I'm not using CBR. Like warriors like this, they're gonna fall off in like Oldemon and shit. Even though technically like they're just additional skills, right? So like warriors didn't really have a huge problem with Oldemon or whatever like that as a tank. But retail players going through Oldemon with classic skills and stuff like that, they're gonna flop, man. Because everyone else is gonna be utilizing the runes and stuff. Why is he cleaving one target? Did he really just cleave one target? Okay, no. Give me a bag for my headache. Damn it. Like what? Hunter's pulling. If he clapped, he wouldn't have pulled. Hunter's using growl. Yeah, that's how you know. Like, growl is off. Has not used growl at all during instances, like in the last run. But now he's definitely using it defensively here. He's probably BM, right? Skill command, keys mastery. Curious about the master marksman. Oh, he is dead. Yeah, nothing I can do about that. And yikes.
Yeah, it's our time to shine. Show that's the kind of state of mind you gotta combine with hard work and time. You gotta climb to the top. Don't let yourself drop till your heart stops. Let this beat rock. Got a new clock and a new stock for this new rock. Just let your mind loose from the new stock. Drunk off the goose, thinking that I'm too pop. Getting caught with a few thoughts.
All right. So what happened there? Maybe that was more than just the next room pull. That's like stairs pull. So Otter pulled the stairs. That's what I'm assuming. Otter might have accidentally pulled the stairs. But again, if he ran clap, this wouldn't be an issue. And they still disconnected cause their mind's been infected and they're filled with objection, too filled for recollection, so we're losing all attention. They don't know I'm in contention cause I'm gaining their attention, cause I'm making a connection. Lyricism and aggression got me feeling my ascension in my passion, my profession. I'm attacking my obsession, taking action and progressing. I go off on the enemy, that's what makes them scared of me. Make my plans carefully, then execute them daringly. They say I act recklessly, but that's why I'm effective. See, you can't predict my tendencies, I offer no transparency. Some people think I'm lost, others think I'll be a legend. I'm never gonna stop till I'm one above second. And my thoughts at the top, but my mind stay present. Don't let your dreams stop, cause dreaming is a blessing. They tell me all the same, told me I won't make a name. But it's not about the fame, it's about keeping me sane. So I stay within my lane, feel my blood pump through my veins. Feel adrenaline, no pain, welcome all to my domain. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about ya, I ain't so let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about ya, I ain't so let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about ya, I ain't so let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about ya, I ain't gonna make friends. Okay.
Everybody on the top got the same sound. Everything I'm about to drop, make a name now. Yeah, y'all don't really know, y'all don't really know. Y'all don't really know, y'all don't really know. Yeah, I ain't never gonna be the same now. I'ma tear up this whole fucking game now. Yeah, y'all don't really know, y'all don't really know. Y'all don't really know.
Oh, not report.
I got so many bars, call it kamikaze. Ain't nobody ever gonna ever stop me. And I know that I could be a little cocky. That's the byproduct of hard work. No, it's not free. I'm at a top speed. I think you lost me. Do not cross me. I keep dropping all these hits, and I know that they watching. They keep showing up in my place, always knocking. Knock, knock, bitch. I've been standing right here. Been over 3 years, and then you just got here. Man, get me a beer and open up the mirrors. Let me show you now what you've been missing for years. Call it premiere. I can take a boy's name and smear, or take it up a gear and end your career and make you feel fear, or make you disappear. Cause I am right here and not going nowhere. Everybody on the top got the same sound. Everything I'm about to drop, make a name now. Yeah, y'all don't really know, y'all don't really know. Y'all don't really know, y'all don't really know. Yeah, I ain't never gonna be the same now. I'ma tear up this whole fucking game now. Yeah, y'all don't really know, shawty like a quick snack. Like it when I'm all up in there. I'm finna win it like I win stacks. Every single that I'm in, man, it's been fat. These haters all get whacked when I spit max. These haters all get bit in the pit fast. You better get cracked, so you better move back. Y'all don't wanna play with a pro, not today. I'ma make you wish you were gone in my A. You gon' be my bitch, be my pawn when I play. You gon' be my bitch, take my palm to the face. You know I'm in biz when I'm on fucking stage. You ain't never gonna get me to be tamed. I go insane, you can't detain this B.O. when I came to stay. Cause girl, I came to play. Everybody on the top got the same sound. Everything I'm about to drop, make a name now. Yeah, y'all don't really know, y'all don't really know. Y'all don't really know, y'all don't really know. Yeah, I ain't never gonna be the same now. I'ma tear up this whole fucking game now. Yeah, y'all don't really know, y'all don't really know. Y'all don't really know, y'all don't really know. All the good girls you take out for dinner, but all the bad girls you take out for liquor. All the good girls, they don't pull the trigger, but all the bad girls, they pull it much quicker. It's never too late to get down and party. Switching from good to bad, cause you're naughty. Feel it inside, oh inside your body. Let it come out with shots of Bacardi. Just let your body go. We'll take it nice and slow. Just let your mind be free and come in close. All the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. All the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they
Oh, what's sad is a 5-man comp or a 4-man comp is more efficient than a damn 5-man because that dude just didn't want to run a level 5 rune. It's goofy, dude. Like, I will straight out kick people if they don't, like, oh, I don't have the rune. Like, if it was Grizzle, sure. The rep one, sure. Level 5 rune? It's like, dude, fuck you. Like, that shit's not cool. I have 6 level 25s, all with like all the required runes and shit like that. Some of it being like the Grizzle. You know what I mean? Grizzle's like fucking almost like 20G worth of materials just to grab a goddamn rune. You know what I mean? For example, I believe it's the Shaman's dual wield specialization. Yeah. Shaman's dual wield specialization is like 20 gold to unlock because it's literally Grizzle, right? You need the turbochargers. Fish oil's free, but there's a ton of shit, man. Healing effects reduced by 75%, then I'll just shield them. Who cares? You can have the dot. The dot's fine. That slow, like little magic thing that they do is a bit obnoxious though. This thing, befuddlement. Doesn't the block chance go up with not strength but defense, right? Yeah, defense. Yeah. So I guess stacking defense skill would probably be the most OP thing for shamans. So they can get up their shield mastery. I wonder if there's going to be any really good sources later on. I know there's a fair amount of mail pieces with defense. And a couple pieces of leather in BFD. There's also a neck piece. Defense ring has 2 points, a defense skill. Ah, poor Warlock got silenced. Rip the dream. It's dead. Do you think botters are selling their level 25 bots? I bet you that's what's going on in the sidelines. Because I'm seeing a lot of 25s that like either don't have runes, don't know what they're doing or at all. And like they'll be dressed in full greens at level 25. Like if you don't have a single piece of blue at level 25, something definitely wrong is going on. Right? Because you're not going to wear like level 25 green just because it's level 25, right? Like I can understand these greens, they're specialized, but I've seen like some people wearing like let's shield them up. Well, he has no mana now anyways, who cares? But I've seen like rogues with spirit gear and all sorts of weirdo crap, man. It's really weird. It's like if you were leveling one character, you'd probably miss it. You know what I mean? Like typically like people don't inspect or whatever. Like I always check my tanks to see what runes they're running. Just to make sure that there's no trolling. Like pre-bist. It's a really good shield, to be honest. It's a really nice shield. Wasn't there something wasn't there something really goofy with the amount of threat that shields generate? Isn't it like extremely low? Because I don't know if shields are counted as the same as healing. It might be. Okay, he got threat.
You don't wanna fuck with me, don't wanna test your luck with me, cause if you try to fuck with me, I'll take all your body parts to a fucking graveyard 6 feet under. I'm ostracized and traumatized by everything I'm not alright. I'm lost inside and anything I say you better listen up closely. Mostly, I'm the one and only, bring it home slowly, hand your boy the trophy, patience is holy moly. I got him hating on me like Michael hates Toby, force like I'm Obi, you know the one Kenobi, force fed baloney by phonies, just wanna rule the world, call me Mr. Steel Girl, easy gave me the referral, now he's worried about a jail, yeah, coming out strong, I've been here for a long time, started off online, finish off all time, they can call me crazy cause I rap like I got rabies, I'm confident, not lazy, and I'm dominating lately, she want me like some pastries, I'ma give it to these ladies like I'm Hefner in my 80s, still I'm pushing up daisies. Don't wanna fuck with me, don't wanna test your luck with me, cause if you try to fuck with me, I'll take all your body parts to a fucking graveyard 6
You know what's funny is I never casted a lightning shield on my shaman. It's like 50 damage per hit, 3 charges. Like it's not the worst, but to me it's always seemed like pretty weak. See what I mean? But this one only does 29. It's the next rank that has, I think it's like 45 or something like that. It's like 100 damage and it costs about 100, or it's like 150 damage and it costs 100 mana. It might be 80. Either way, it's like, it's very inefficient on mana. Top him off. I mean, technically, I'm getting more EXP now with 4 people. More EXP per mob, but the TTK, of course, is a little bit lower. This captain's a rare mob again. Been seeing a lot of him lately.
Yeah, I just wanna be the greatest. Everybody knows my name, shit. I'ma have this whole fucking game list, spitting with the same wit, and I'm gonna be famous. Ain't nobody able to delay this. Come on, I had a mission to make it. Everyone
Watch it beat that two-hander again. He always drops the damn two-hander. I don't even... Actually, I think he does drop BOE blues.
about me. Keep my head down, let my mouth speak. They surround me. They all about the clout, see where the crowd be. Every time I speak loudly, they more about me. Man, you know I got a bounty on these lousy ass haters that surround me. Still they doubt me. They don't know nothing about me. Still their mouths free. I'ma change that soon. Better watch out.
I think he's one of those ones that does have an increase. Yeah, he does have an increased chance of BOEs. Oh, he also has the Phantom Armor, which is extremely rare. It's kind of mediocre. It's not the greatest. 11 stand, 3 strength, 5 spirit. But yeah, the Assassin's Blade and Black Malice do actually drop from him relatively frequent. Compared to like standard mobs. Standard mobs are like 0.01 or whatever. But with him it's like 0.1. 0.14. Ooh, he's even using healing stream. I might actually start dropping palm then. Because with healing stream, I don't even have to bother with renews. Oh my! Pop my whole back out, man. That was not expected. It's alright. Is he too far from it? He might be. There we go. Yes, get closer, my friend. Enjoy the palm renew. And everything's pulled. He tap targeted. GG. Typically, you see mages do that. It's the first time I've seen warlocks do that. The reason why you see mages do it is because they do the AoE spam. Man, these runs are supposed to be easy, but players are getting so fucking lazy. Oh. Back up, back up. Ooh, I forgot I do have Shackle too. But retail players haven't heard of CC.
You gotta stop it, yo, you gotta take it slow. You can't be a pro, no waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're driven. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell
That's 2 wipes now.
aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back?
I don't know why people do that, man. Personally, I like clicking on my targets. I don't know why people are so accustomed to tabbing. Probably because it's a very popular thing in retail now. It's the only thing that I can come up with. Because what he did was he tab targeted this, and then he ended up pulling up the whole instance.
I don't wanna hear it anymore. I don't wanna hear it anymore. All these fucking thoughts, they are not what I need anymore. I'm about to shut the motherfucking door on all you poor ass haters with your heads in the clouds. Talking out loud so proud. You better shut your goddamn mouth before I do more speak out. It's about to head south. Never gonna make it. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back?
Like, typically when I do this run, when I'm tanking, I like to pull the mobs in here. Just because of the amount of times that people have tabbed and targeted this mob. So bad, bro. It's really bad. Well, ink, come, roof, come, roof. Here, light here.
They say life will bring discomfort, and I discovered we all suffer cause no one feels
Unless I'm gonna have all the aggro. I'm gonna have all the aggro, aren't I? Bro, you gotta overload. You gotta.
and I feel like something's bad, but hell I'm used to that. I always turn my back, and I wanna feel something, but all I feel is pain.
SFK apparently is hard.
You either pick yourself up or you let yourself down. Life will always be tough.
Yeah, when you have like that big old pull. I mean, it's easier with the warrior because you clap, grab 4 or whatever, and then you just stand between them and your party, and you clap, and then you pretty much just range aggro, which range aggro is going to be more efficient. So when you hit an enemy target near another enemy target, it generates threat. I think the value is half of whatever the whole damage is. So, but it's gonna outweigh range aggro every time.
Scars put up my guard. I don't wanna get torn apart. I start to feel my heart race.
Nah, he should have been able to grab that with the
I want us to be something.
what's it called, what's that rune?
Can't stop what you don't
It's pseudo thunderclap.
coming. How can I trust you?
Not Molten Blast. Molten Blast is insane too. It's really good. It's the reason why shamans are considered like one of the best AoE tanks right now. SFK is so painful tonight. Usually SFK runs are clean, man. I think there's something to do with the player base at this time of night or something. Like it really feels like every time else, like past 9 p.m, the average skill level of a player like plummets to like 10% of what it normally is. It's fucking painful.
Yeah, let's go. I ain't the first with the curse, with the thirst that I wanna be better, not worse, man, it hurts. I'm on this earth with my words and I put them all together, insert, cause I wanna have worth. Working hella hard till they put me in the dirt. Gonna go far, man, listen to my words. Gonna be a star, man, life's like a blur. When you're working this hard till you get what you deserve. Yeah, I ain't taking a backseat, I'm passing anybody else who is rapping. I'm nasty, ain't nobody able to catch me. They gasping, they cannot compare, they can't match me. I'm at half speed, I got your girl and she laughing and dancing, hanging on my butt, she asking to crash with me, smash with me. She savage, she wants cash money and she knows that I live lavishly. I wanna live, I'm cold inside.
You can't do this jump anymore, can you? No. Blizzard has to patch out everything fun. Like I missed the old SFK skip from right up here. Woodwalker? Imp? He already had Imp out. War Stomp is such a great skill, man. Is that top? You stand closer. no mana. Oh. Oh man. A natural 2. Those are the big boy rolls.
Said I'm cold in the water, broken and still feel nothing at all, but pain in the chill. Said I'm cold in the water, broken and still feel nothing at all, but pain in the chill. Yeah, cold and I'm all alone. Yeah, I can't even see shore. Yeah, and I got nowhere to go. Yeah, hoping I can stay afloat. Yeah, feels like I've been dreaming, but I know I'm not sleeping.
Who'd he curse?
Just need hope. Said I'm cold in the water, broken and still feel nothing at all, but pain in the chill. Said I'm cold in the water, broken and still feel nothing at all, but pain in the chill. Yeah, the waves crash, oh so slow, white foam overload, my mind never knows quite where to go, yeah, and I feel so unknown, misunderstood, alone, miles away from coast, but no one knows yet.
I need to level up first aid just so I can dispel that poison. He's too far for Palm. Nope, no need to cast heal. Power word shield is doing enough. Just wait on penance. Wait, can you share what quest? Please. Wasn't there another one over here? There was another one over here, wasn't there? Maybe it is just this one. If I had more healing spell power, I'd be able to cast Renew and just leave. But I have to renew the Renew. Those robes are actually insane. now that I look at them a little bit more closely. I don't care as much for the belt.
My hands steady, I feel ready, but my legs heavy, I don't get it. How come I haven't hit it already? Still working, I'm still learning, I'm still searching, finally earning something, finally turning something called a profit. If I hear you talking shit, don't get caught in it. I'll be popping off and hit your ass, dropping all your shit. Yeah, I promise this, I got promises, you ain't stopping this. Cross my shit, you'll be knocked unconscious, bitch. That's the consequence, I got this, I will not quit. And I'm on it, honest, I'm gon' launch quick, and I'm gone. It's just a matter of time before I'm over the line and moving under my prime. Just quit my 9 to 5, I'm rocking, they watching, cause it's shocking. Dropping all these top 10 songs, so stopping. It's time to live my life, it's time to live, not die. Wish I could slow down time and just enjoy the climb.
Tap, Warlock. Please. Thank you. Yes, tap. I'm using you for ping pong, bro. I think the pet ate it that time. Yep. Old pendants would have full healed that. That stupid pet, man. He's gonna get. Yep. Oh, he's using Shadow Volley. What? No. No, Shadow Volley, terrible. You're dead. Yes. There you go. It's gonna be like 6 more runs for level 25. I don't think I have it in me to get it done tonight. Not after the last like run, man. That run was death. Alright, let's go turn in these quests. I think that'll take us to 23. Actually, no, it won't. I believe it's like 4K EXP. We'll still need 3.5. Can use that for like 2 levels. This will be used until BFD, Twilight Piece, and this will be used for 1 level. The belt is so bad, bro. Like Invokers just replaces a lot of the pre-bis. Like it was pre-bis for until they released those Invokers, because they're really good. Gives a lot of mana. 10 intellect is like what, 100 on the mana pool, which is really good. A little bit of spirit. Argol gives a lot of spirit. These are actually nutty. I remember when I first started playing SFK or World of Warcraft and my Warlock got these, I was so fucking stoked. I think these were my first blues. I'm pretty sure this is my first blue that I ever received was a Robe of Argol. And I felt super cool when I got them too. Nowadays, it's just some random fucking blue from an instance. It's kind of sad. Like the pacing, how long it took someone to hit 60 back in the day was so fucking long. So a lot of the items that you see nowadays, like back in the day, they seemed a lot better than what they do now, right? Because you would actually sit on them for a long period of time. So of course, after your first 60, you're constantly running instances and stuff like that, and that's how you would like get your gear, your EXP, and everything, and it would just like you would have this cascading effect where leveling gets easier because you deal more damage or you heal better or blah blah because you're getting everything through the instances that you're running. So the instancing just becomes easier and easier as you progress. By the time you're level 40, like your healing and everything is so crazy, right? You're starting to run SFK and everything like that, Oldemon and stuff, and like you would just slap, bro. Oh, that's 3k XP. So we might be 1.2 away. We'll see how much the Book of Her gives us. Undercity, right? Yeah. Apothecarian. Now this ring is nice and all, but it's not going to replace the volcanic rock just because the volcanic rock gives us intellect as something usable. Even though it's a lot of stamina, it's really good. Like if it wasn't for the fact that I already got this ring, like I wouldn't spend 1.25 on it. But because I found it, worth. I wouldn't spend 1.25 and toss this to the side. You know what I mean? I'd rather just use the stamp from this until something better comes along. Yeah, Book of Her isn't gonna get 4.2. Pretty sure it's only 2k. I'm surprised that last one gave us 3.3. Ooh, baby, let's go. I bet you that barrier rune is going to be nuts in phase 2. I probably need to pick it up on the priest. What shield is BIS for DPS word? None. Yeah. See. 2.1. It's 100 XP more than what I thought. But typically like a lot of quests around this level give about 2k each. That's why a lot of people like just skip questing and they just grind crap out. So just for perspective, a mob typically gives about 200 exp, right? 200 to 340. Now between 200 to 340 exp, all it takes is 10 mobs and that's a whole quest. So is it better off questing where you have to run around, turn crap in and blah blah? Hell no. The only quests that are technically worth doing, in my opinion, are the instance questing. It's like, even on this one, right? Like, I'll quest on my first tune just to do questing and get, you know, back into the game or whatever. But everything past that, it's really not worth it. Like, if you were to speedrun, the best course of action is always going to be skip all the quests, go straight into farming dungeons. Like as soon as you can go into RFC, go RFC. You do RFC until level 18 after, or 17 or 18. After 72, after you hit 17 or 18, you go straight into Wailing Caverns, Dead Mines, and you do that until about level 20. After level 20, you can go into SFK. Now, if you're a leather wearer, you continue doing dead mines. As a caster, you continue doing Wailing Caverns until you get the Deep Fathom Ring, because Deep Fathom Ring is going to hold you over for a long period of time. You can just sell that. I don't even know why I bother keeping that crap. So that's like the route. So just to show off the tunes real quick. Full bis except for one item. Full bis except for the epic crossbow. Full bis except for wrist and gloves. It's like half bis. Same for this one. Both of these are like a little under geared. This one is a fresh 25. Has 5 bis. And it's just because I'm doing that route where it's like you go through your dungeons, pick up a lot of your best in slots and stuff like that, and then after you pick up your best in slots, just farm out your levels, right? The most EXP you're gonna get is from SFK, but do not do SFK and farm levels until you've already picked up your gear, because it's kind of a waste to go back to the earlier dungeons and farm those out, right? Like technically my shaman should have been doing dead mines a little bit longer. And the reason why I say that is because he doesn't have the Defies chest piece. He was never able to pick it up. In fact, he hit 25 so quick that I didn't even get to run much dead mines off of it in the first place. So what ended up happening is he hit 25, went straight into BFD, and then I slapped the crap out of BFD. Would have been much more efficient to like start doing dead mines around level 17. No, you left me. Sorry, we'll just chill right here. Also, leggings is pretty free. At level 25, you should be able to solo get to leggings, unless you're playing Shaman could be a little bit difficult. Rogue, Druid, it's free. Hunter, it's kind of free. They did just nerf pets for Hunter, but it's still very doable. It's just not as free. I should have took the flight path. That was stupid. I'm gonna be making my way to Terran Mill. We'll pick up a couple of these bones. That should push us to 23. After hitting 23, we'll call it. That way I only have 2 levels left. But yeah. Instancing is probably the best way. Just because you're pretty much getting geared up for BFD. And it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same in phase 2. Anyone that's sitting there like, oh, you know, what do I need to do for phase 2? Do dungeons. Right. That's all you really need to do. Farm out dungeons. Because while you're doing dungeons, you're going to be getting your gear and stuff like that. Unfortunately, some of the best in slot gear for a lot of the characters are BOEs that are incredibly fucking rare. For example, for druids, there is a 2-hand mace that drops in Oldemon off of Stone Stewart, and it gives you like a chance on hit to give you, I want to say 30% attack speed increase. It's pretty much a double Savage Roar, which is insane. But the chances of getting it is like fucking astronomical. People sitting there sweating over Humbert. That 2-hander is going to be way worse. Luckily, you can just run Oldemon over and over again, but everyone and their mom's going to need on it. It's a BOE. And then you have like there's a leatherworking helm like Wolf's Wolf's Brain or some shit like that, Wolf's Beard or some shit. Increases the amount of energy you get when you power shift and shit. Really good. But I believe it's locked behind 225 leatherworking. But again, there's like a lot of BOEs that drop that are just insane in the 40s bracket. Like a lot of the 40s is just BOEs. So you're going to see a lot of people farming SFK. You're going to see people farming Oldemon like crazy. And a lot of the gear that you get from SFK and Oldemon is just way better than Nomergon. So it's kind of weird that they picked Oldemon or Nomergon for the new raid, because Nomergon doesn't have that much good stuff from what I remember. Like SFK has the twin swords, which you can fuse into a two-hander, which is like one of the most cracked epic level 40 swords you can get. Actually, I think it might be 42. Hold on, let me check. Let me get on the path. There we go. A little bit more safe. Instances. Oh, is SFK or ZFK? Oh, Zolfarak is 46 to 56. Yeah. So Lasher's not even this round, it's the next round. And Lasher's crazy, man. Chance on hit, lowers target strength and deals 90 to 210 shadow damage with an additional 125 over 15. Really good for level 50. Of course, you level 10, like back in Classic, you would level 10 times and you would instantly replace that item, right? But it's still really good. Oh, carrot on a stick. I remember all the people crying that they sold their carrot on a stick. Yeah, man. Okay, let's take a look at some of the items in Nomergon. Of course, they're gonna like level correct all these items too. Man, these chance on hits, nature damage, and shadow damage and all that crap is so annoying. Yeah, manual crowd plummeter or pummeler. There we go. Crowd pummeler was an on use one, which was good, right? Because it gave like strength and agility. It was really good for druid. But there were better items that you would use. So you would use the on use effect and then you would swap it out for a better weapon. Oh yeah, the underhanded underwater breathing stuff. Forgot all about that. Yeah, there's not many two-handers that are that good for... I don't think druids can use axe, can they? So that might be good. There's a two-hander with a lot of strength on it. Like, mad amount of strength. Arcane nature resist. Yeah, a lot of chance on hit blast items. They, for some reason, back in Classic, they really liked those effects for some reason. It was very boring because essentially all it was is like a chance on hit, you would proc additional like spike of damage. And back then, resistances mattered, right? So these used to matter. So certain like enemies would have higher resistances to something, and so like some weapons would be good for situations and sometimes others would be better or whatever, just because of the chance on hit proc. But like even back then, we didn't really care about that kind of crap. Usually, we looked at the raw stats and the DPS count, right? Unless the few exceptions are like, for example, the Stone Stewart BOE two-handed mace that drops, which is a chance on hit for ASPD, 30% attack speed increase, which is insane. Oh, here's an insane one that I know everyone and their mom's gonna want is the electromagnetic gigaflux reactor. And I know that might not ring a bell for anyone, but it's really fucking good. And it's because its on use effect will throw a lightning bolt that deals a crap ton of damage, right? It's like 152 to 172, which is a lot. Some of these are like really good. I wonder what they're going to add to SOD. They're probably going to change some of these around. Oh, these are the humans I need to kill. Oh, no. Never mind. No, he doesn't. Okay. So we'll probably need this over prayer of mending. Yeah, sure. All right, let's see how this goes. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, that's horrible. Hmm. Yeah, that's really sucks, man. Okay, so we're gonna need to pull individual ones, and then we're gonna need to think about it. So no, we could probably leave that there. Penance damage isn't a thing. Void plague damage is great though. So I think it's gonna be something along the lines of cast holy fire into void plague into wand damage. What levels are wand? Probably wand damage. Wand damage looks fine. Because the chance of them resisting the wand damage is going to be a little bit less. Oh my god, bro. Bro's on that DSL. It's like, bro. What the fuck is that latency, man? Bro's about to vanish. He's actually an Ogremar right now. $14 human bones. What is this for again? The Secrets of Loa.
Are you just a regret? Are you always upset? Do you need to reset? Figure out what's up next. Trust me, take a deep breath. Everything you'll forget. This is now a real threat to every doubt in your head.
What the hell is this quest, bro? What is this quest?
Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable. Do the impossible. I'm irresponsible. Yet I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal. I'm dropping bombs, you know. No, I'm not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle. To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen.
Okay.
To be the king of rock, think the
We'll test and see how bad it is killing these humans.
clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion. Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load.
The main problem is the 5 level, or it's not even 5, it's only 3 level. 3 level difference is 15 resist, which means they have a pretty high chance of resisting all the spells.
That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, let's go. I don't care what they all say. That's right. I'ma do this thing my way. Let's go. Been grinding hard on it all day. Okay. We work hard, then we all play. Yeah. I'm addicted to the grind, man. That's right. So I refuse to waste time, man. Yeah. One day it all will be fine, man. Let's go. Gotta commit to the climb. You know we're back.
Probably something like that, right? Yeah, something like that. This bar's super messy. I probably should just get rid of Flash Heal, to be honest. Flash Heal is good, but it's just so mana like inefficient. It's like always like anything Flash is always just super inefficient. Feels so bad to cast them. Okay. You guys will remember this feeling, similar to the Dreadlord. Okay. Yeah, I see how this is gonna go. Way easy.
I never take doubt as a lesson. I never second guess it. Take negativity and reject it. I got my mind blind to rejection, so I'll be just fine. Don't be wasting any time with discretion. I run this campaign like I'm running an election. I pop this champagne like we're
Should be making use of Inner Fire.
campaign
But the goal is to avoid all damage with barrier. First cannibalize. Nom nom nom. Cannibalize is such a good skill. Yeah, I don't like where you're going, buddy. Oh, that's so bad. Keep coming. Keep coming this way. Okay, cool. Pull him away from the farm so he doesn't fear into it. Yeah, I knew he was going to fear towards it. We will definitely pull these when we loot. Okay. Yeah, I was hoping that we did pull threat with that. Because we want this guy out here. No, homunculus. I think we're chilling. Yeah. Very easy, very free.
you to trust me if you wanna be something. Yeah, then all we really need is hope. Take a look in the mirror. Are you seeing some fear? You hear the voice in your ear. Can you start to see clear? Are the bad thoughts near? Or can you be where your feet are? Yeah, when you stand right here and say no. I'm never gonna give up. I'm never gonna slow. The one that doesn't give up never loses to a foe. The one that can show myself I can go all the way to the top. Can't stop. I'm a soldier. Always closer till it's over. Older, but I'm bolder. Moving forward, older, never slower. Get to know ya. Maybe drop your shoulder. You need to believe.
We got devouring on there. Devouring will give us our health back. Yes. Or we'll just level and get our health back that way.
Let's go. Yeah, it's what you need when you're down, need when you're out, what you need when you're sad, and when you feel left out, you feel an energy drop, and then creeps out, but with a little bit of hope, you can figure it out. Let's go. Keep your head high, even when you're down inside, through the pain you fight, through the painful nights, you keep striving, keep trying, keep driving, rising, keep thriving, surviving, nothing's in your way but yourself, you need nobody's help, you can make it through this hell, keep your one step at a time, one step as you climb, if you fail, you'll be fine, get back up to the grind, and never lose sight of your mission, be driven, this life is a prison if you don't have vision, you're in it to win it, so get it, don't miss it, your chances now, so be something somehow, don't let yourself down. That's right, sometimes all we really need is hope.
Alrighty. So we need about 6 more bones. Holy shit. Much better. How are you going to tell me, Blizzard? How are you going to tell me these guys don't have any bones in them? How the hell are they walking around? How are they walking around? Bro got no bones? Bro has no bones.
Blackout, faded, falling off with you. Keeping secrets, that's just what you do.
I am still failing to understand how these guys have no bones. Why is he AoE farming this area? Interesting. Alright. We'll go turn this in and call it a night. I still have no idea what this Secrets of Loa crap is, though. Wait, is this a rune? Is that what it is? Am I doing a rune? No. Priest is so ridiculous, man. It's like Howl of Terror with no cast. Actually, did I think Howl of Terror had a cast. Where the hell is Echo Isles? All the way down here? Alright, we'll call it there. Anyways, guys. Hope you have a good one and take care.